Welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I have a game review for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We pick up on Cal Kestis's journey throughout of the previous game, Fallen Order. In this game, several years has passed. And of course, we can't talk about the game without first mentioning the issues this game has faced with performance issues and such. When this game first launched, I got it around a day after launch because I didn't pre-order it. When this game launched, there were a lot of issues that plagued both the PC and the next-gen consoles. Like, the game was hardly running, the graphics were horrible. And on my system, I of course did have some issues with this, but overall I'm very fortunate that my PC was very decent enough to actually allow for it. So I managed to actually get some playthrough. The first mission, which was on Coruscant, may I just say that the Coruscant level was beautiful. It was an amazingly beautiful level. The game detail was amazing. But first, there are some glaring issues that I want to talk about. Now, of course, this is a EA, or, Electronic Arts Entertainment game. Now, the pre-order said that you could get the, Obi-Wan Kenobi robes and clothing items for Cal if you, pre-ordered the game. But it also said if you bought the deluxe edition for the game, you could also receive the same robes for Cal if you bought the deluxe edition even after launch. That is a lie. EA kind of pulled the wool on us over that, but not to worry. I actually found out a solution. So I have a trainers that I use for a lot of single player games when I'm wanting to capture footage or, wanting to explore different areas. It's called Cheat Happens, and they offer training for a lot of single player games. So I went in there, and then there's a cheat to activate the developer console. And if you activate the developer console, you can actually access the Obi-Wan Kenobi robes and all the other pre-order downloadable content and deluxe edition content for free. So even if you buy a Steam key for less than half a market price eventually, and Cheat Happens actually has a free pass right now for Jedi Survivor, you can actually get it for free, which is amazing, simply amazing. But be careful when messing around with the console, because you can spawn enemies and stuff like that, which is really cool. So anyway, let's talk about how this game fares up to its predecessor. I would say that overall, the game is a very good improvement. But remember, the big senator guy, the big alien-looking dude from the trailer that we had, we were going to be fighting the Grand Inquisitor from Obi-Wan Kenobi? No, that's a lie. Turns out the enemy is a little more nonsensical and kind of a vast disappointment, but the senator himself, this is spoiler warning, just be careful. I'm going to be spoiling the entire game from here on out. He dies within the first mission, which is when the seventh sister, the big yellow bitch from the first game comes in and she kills him. And then you fight her, and then Cal chops her head off. Now, in this game, the original gang has split up, you have different sorts of characters and stuff like that. But here, I'll play that clip and show you the first boss fight here.
Impressive! But you're hurting bad inside, Kestis. I can sense it. All the guilt you're feeling for those fools you led to their deaths makes you so predictable. So easy to read. Don't push me away! Treasure these final breaths. So satisfying. Oh, Candace. Think that'll save you? I don't think so. Good instinct. Impressive. I like to play with my food. Scared? Come on! Is that it? Are you sure about that? I'll crush you once and for all!
Masana! You were a Jedi Knight before you betrayed our order. Your name was Masana Tide. Time to set you free. Yeah. I'm okay.
Pretty sweet, right? Well, anyway, after this, Cal goes on a journey, and we're going to talk about the transversal and worlds themselves. So first we go to Kobo. And Kobo is like this huge open world, and to be honest, with the transversal in this game, it's one of the big both positives of this game, but also a con as well. Because it's like at the same time, it's like with the pros and cons, it's like this. It's like, there is a lot of confusion. And, even when I was playing, I sometimes had to look up a guide on where to go. But it's easy to, actually figure it out eventually. But, the transversal could be made a little more simple and, maybe not be as complicated. But there are some great puzzle mysteries like using mines to deactivate or to, force down plats and stuff like that. On this planet, we discover that Grease, our friendly pilot from the first game, is a saloon owner. And also, you find this old mystic droid from the old Republic era, and, in this old Jedi training temple for Padawans. And basically, she holds the secret to this planet called Tanalorr. Now, keep Tanalorr in mind. We'll come back to Tanalorr later. So, in this game, Cal does have a new best friend, and his name is basically... He's very interesting. He's a interesting guy. He's a bounty hunter who has a daughter, and he's like a mercenary. His name is Bode. Bodacuna. So Bode is, Cal's best buddy, and he's one of the newest characters in the game. And you don't really know much about his backstory, but you find that out later as you go through the game. So, you don't know where Night Sister Marin is, and you don't know where Seer is. Apparently, they had disagreements with, Cal always wanting to fight the Empire, and stuff like that. He was always wanting to fight the Empire. Marin and Seer wanted to help people and shield people that were persecuted by the Jedi, and stuff like that. And, stuff like that. So... there are a few planets in this game. So you have Coruscant, of course. You have the Shattered Moon, Jeddah, Kobo, Nova Garion, and Tanalorr. Those are the explorable planets you can have. Now, Kobo and Jeddah are huge, but the other planets, in compared to the first game, are kind of a disappointment. Tanalorr is the biggest disappointment, but you don't get into that till later. So let's talk about what goes on Kobo. So after you discover the droid, you discover that there's a bounty hunter gang, which is ran by a guy named Ravis. And Ravis is like this really big dude who is like a big intergalactic criminal, and he works for this guy. Whenever you go up to this old Jedi temple, you go up and you find this guy. He is a former Jedi from the former Republic era, and his name is... I forget his name exactly, but let me think what his guy's name is. He's an interesting guy. He was one of my favorite characters. And I believe that his name is... So first of all, you go up to the tower, you fight through a bunch of people, and you have to do a bunch of portals. It's Dagan. Yeah, Dagan. Dagan Gerrera. Dagan Gerrera is a former Jedi, and you find Dagan Gerrera in, this temple, and then you have him do a boss fight. You have a boss fight with him for the first time, and I will pause for a minute, and I will show you that boss fight.
What's wrong?
Warn the others. We're under attack. You're not here. You're not supposed to be here. Release me. Please. are you? I saw you.
I'm Cal. Cal Kestis. And you must be Dagon Gera.
Yes, I am. You are a Jedi?
Yes. But things have changed since you've been gone. A Sith Lord corrupted the Republic. Turned it into an empire. They destroyed the Order. They're hunting down those of us that are left. But you're here now. We can fight them together.
I am back. The Order is gone. I must return to Tanalor.
What happened there? How'd you end up here?
We were invaded. I held them at bay as long as I could, but there were too many. The battle was horrific. Still, we weren't beaten. Not yet. Not until the Jedi Council gave the order to abandon Tanalor and then refused to counterattack.
They gave up on it?
Yes. It was my discovery, my home, and they just expected me to throw it away?
Dagon, wait.
I refused to obey and was betrayed by the one I trusted most!
No, stop!
What have you done?
Such a chore. More. How feeble. Wretched Order will rue the day they betrayed me and forsook Tanalor. Trivial.
be imprisoned again. You dare stand against me?
I am not your enemy. We're all that's left. What happened to you?
Ah, Ravis. I should have known you would honor your oath.
Wait! Key to Tanalor. The Kriya meant Dagon? How could she entrust Tanalor to someone like him?
So after this, we go to the world of Jeddah, where we are supposed to meet Seer, who has been working with a religious group and is having the Jedi Master Cardova is also there, along with his Night Sister Marin. So you're supposed to meet a agent for the religious group to take you to Seer, and in this way, whenever you first get on the sand, you're supposed to avoid the sand because there's like a big scary monster or a big scorpion underneath that will kill you instantly. So there's some mystery solving, and of course this is where the weird mystery and trying to figure out where the transverse goes. You're supposed to head towards the entrance, but there's different areas you can go to, and it's a pain in the ass. So, it takes a minute to figure out, but eventually you do figure it out. So overall, the world's really pretty and stuff, but once you get past the front door, then you start hearing some of the destruction scenes and stuff like that. You start fighting a few more, and you fight some scorpions, and then you find out that the contact is Marin, Night Sister Marin, and it seems that she has a thing for Cal, and we'll get into that in a minute. But you and her go together. You jump on these huge, big-ass dinosaur-looking motherfuckers, and you ride them throughout the sand, and it's like really fucking cool. You do that, and then you have to survive a sandstorm going into a cave together. And once you get into the cave, Marin and Cal cuddle up together. So it seems like based off, the thing of Cal x Marin is coming a reality in this game. Now, I knew a lot of people really didn't want that to happen, but I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's a good pairing, her and Cal, a Night Sister and a Jedi. It just shows that how the galaxy is just a completely different place. So, then you go into the base and you meet Sarah and Cordova, and you bring the ship in with Grease and Bode, and, they talk, and then, you go on to several different areas, then you go on to the mystery planet, where you fight Ravis for the first time, and Ravis is of course the intergalactic bounty person. You fight him, he escapes, and then you go back. A lot of your time is spent, you go to these distant planets, right? And then you spend sometimes, like most of your time though is going to be spent on either Jeddah or Kobo. Most of the time it's Kobo. So you go back to Kobo, you go up into this big research center in the sky, basically, and it's really cool being up that high and throwing, the bandits up there. And you realize that the bandits and Ravis are actually working for Dagon, because Dagon busted out Ravis earlier from intergalactic jail. So, you go up there, you fight Ravis, and then you kill Ravis. And then you go up into another area in Kobo, which is a old Republic fighter. And then you fight Dagon for the last time.
How does it feel to know that you're about to die? That your life meant nothing? Don't resist. You can't hide from me. Ah, yes. I feel it. Loss, suffering, shame, anger. There's immense power in such emotions, but you were too weak. And now it's too late.
Shuttles are leaving. I will not return. You're lost. You've strayed from the path. And you are no Jedi.
Please, tell me this is real.
So after you kill Dagon, you go back to, you go back to the desert planet of Jeddah to go back to Master Kondova to give him the map that he needs to basically map out the route to Tanalorr, since it's in a nebula and, it's hard to get through and you can't really get through it. It's hidden, so you have to use a map to figure out the specious route. So once you go in there, the biggest plot twist. Now, you think, well, Dagon's the enemy of the game. He was trying to get to Tanalorr, but you're like, it's early because, we're only in chapter 5 and there's a whole nother chapter after this. Where does the chapter come in? Well, then here is the fucking plot twist for you. Bode, your pal and bounty hunter, betrays you, and he shoots Master Kondova in the chest, killing him and taking the thing back from him. And you go on this epic chase through him throughout the desert, chasing him and shit like that. As it turns out, Bode was actually a Jedi the entire time. Bode was a Jedi. He was a Jedi, and, you and him have your first boss fight together. And I'll just show you the scene right now. Here it is.
How's it coming?
See for yourself.
Master Cordova. You did it.
Imperial forces coming in from all sides. They found us.
Get your people out. I'll hold them off as long as I can.
Bode, I'm really sorry about this.
Oh. Son. Son, you don't have to do this. No! Master Cordova!
He's dead! Bode is the compass. Go after him. Go!
Bode! Cordova. Load! Where'd that come from? Walkers are headed for the archive. He's getting away! Why? Why, Bode? For this! We fought for that together, and you're just gonna hand it to the Empire!
I'm not giving it to the Empire.
You killed Master Cordova.
Cal, you don't have time for this fight. Something terrible is coming for that archive. Listen to your instincts. You know I'm right.
What have you done?
If you want to keep your family safe, you get them out of there. Right now.
What have you done? You can't be.
You're not the only one who survived.
Got something for you!
Whoa! Pretty rough there.
Seer.
So after this small or huge revelation and kind of a shitty Disney plot villain, Seer ends up staying back at the base and you go through and you do your boss fight. And of course, Cal gets knocked out by Bode, right? So afterwards, Seer is hanging in and guess who makes the appearance? the dark, slim, thick daddy himself, Lord Vader, appears, and he's ready to fuck some shit up. And you have what I believe is the best boss fight in the game. You have Seer take on fucking Darth Vader. And there's not much more than I can say than to let you just fucking watch it here in full.
BD-1, take this to the Mantis. I'll meet you at the rendezvous point. Go. Now. It's been a while. I was hoping you drowned on Nur when we blew a hole in your underwater base.
It is delusion to think your actions have had any consequence. The fortress stands. The Inquisitorius continues its work. And I have come for you.
I've been waiting.
You have gathered the remnants of the Jedi tradition. You have grown stronger.
No. I've only let go of my fear.
We shall see.
interrogation chair.
I've heard that before. Still weird. Get on the comms and call off the base alert.
Or what? You're a Jedi. I know what you are capable of. And what you are not.
On the comms. Now.
This is Commander Denvik. The Jedi has been neutralized. All units stand down until further notice. Satisfied?
I'm here for Bode Akuna.
How did you find this place?
A locator beacon on Bode's ship.
Uncharacteristically careless. His reports indicate you two have grown quite close since Coruscant.
You're the one who sent him to infiltrate my team.
Correct. Bode has been my weapon for some time. Quite effective. Unlike those armored abominations in the Inquisitorius.
So it's true. Seer's dead because of you.
No. The Jedi operation is still months away.
You're lying. The Empire burned the archives, led by Darth Vader.
Lord Vader. I have to stop this while I still can. Don't you see? Bode lured you here to destroy me. They're coming. Dead man,
On. He took his daughter and the compass. They used me as a distraction.
Damn you! Go on, Jedi. Do it! Do it! Rather you than Lord Vader.
Who is this?
He sent Bode after our team. My crew. Cordova. Seer! They're all dead because of him!
Cal! This is what Bode wants. I know you are in pain, but this is not you! The Empire has taken enough from us! I will not lose you two!
So after this, you decide to go to the planet, which is where Bode's tracker on the ship is. You go to the planet of Nova Garon, which is a Imperial base, and you find out that Bode has been an Imperial agent this entire time, and you get to meet his cute little daughter. And, you talk to her and Bode, he betrays you, and then he talks about how his past as a Jedi, he was on scouting, and that's how he was able to survive, and stuff like that, and that's how he ended up living. So, and then you confront him, then, you have to fight your way to this Imperial base, but then you start to notice something. Cal starts to embrace his dark side. He knocks out a guy, and then he's about ready to kill this dude. He just starts embracing the dark side, and this comes back later at the end of the game. But before that, let's talk about this. Now, a lot of people really don't like this because obviously one of the big things Seer was talking about was that every Jedi must face the dark side at one point or the other, and must either embrace it or defeat it. So Cal, he's using the dark side and embracing the dark, and he does it, he's using dark side powers, which replaces your slow timer, and you're able to just crush up robot enemies just easily. Like, you can defeat, whole truckloads of enemy easily with the dark side. But, obviously a lot of people are like, oh, Cal should become a gray Jedi, like Ahsoka was, using both the dark side and the light. Now, of course, a lot of people don't want to use it. Personally, what I think would be best for a sequel is to allow us to choose Cal's fate. Should he become a Sith slinger, or should he become a Jedi survivor? He's obviously angry. He's lost Master Cordova. He's lost Seer. He doesn't have anything, so he's just embracing the full darkness. Now, in my opinion, I do think that it's kind of stupid to, make him a gray Jedi. It's obviously a plot point for the next game, which will come out which I do believe will come out. Also, but Murren starts to talk him down, and they obviously have a whole love thing, which again I ship. They're full romantic. They've been kissing this game, and she's kind of the light that keeps him in that way. To keep him from fully turning to the dark side. So after, he goes through this Imperial base and stuff like that, he confronts Bode, he becomes an Imperial agent for a little bit, using Jedi powers. He, discovers where Tanalorr is, and he has the droid, open up the gateways to get to Tanalorr. And this is where we come into the final part of the game, is when you're on Tanalorr and you confront Bode. Now, obviously, I'm going to say that this is where he fully embraces the dark side, because, Bode is force choking Merrin, and, he embraces the dark side and basically holds Bode and choking him, and Bode dies, and then they burn Bode and Seer and Master Cordova's bodies together, and his daughter puts her little stuffed animal on Bode's grave. Now, at the very end, I will give you the final boss, which the footage is provided by Little Gamers Playground, so go check them out. I'll link them in the description, so go check out the final boss, which I'll include at the end of this video, since I want to talk about other things. First of all, let me give you my overall impression of the story. The story was decent, but I feel like Bode being, just a full Sith Lord and just betraying and becoming a Jedi, I feel like that's kind of a massive disappointment, and the story kind of sucks. And it's obviously made to set up another thing by EA, but overall I'd say it's pretty decent, not the best, not the worst, but in the new era of Star Wars, it's better than the new trilogy, it's better than the sequel trilogy. But, it needs work. It's obviously set up to make another sequel, another Jedi. And I do like how we kind of focus on Cal turning to the dark side. Now, they need to be careful with that approach in the next game, because, obviously, if you just have Cal fully turn to the dark side and not allow any player choice, that's going to suck, or him become a good guy anyway and do this old boyish good guy after school special bullshit where we all feel good and we all go home with a beer and a blowjob at the end of the day. We don't want that. We want player choice. We want a player choice between the Jedi and, becoming a Sith. We should be allowed that choice. That is perfect writing. Game world detail, honestly, the planets themselves, the two planets themselves are huge and they're very vast for exploration, but I wish we would have had more in-depth planets. I really like the Imperial base. It's a very pretty game. A lot of secrets, a lot of exploration that needs to be had. The transversal and ways of getting to objectives are meant to, keep you in track and going back and forth is pretty good. Having it go back and forth like that is a really good plot point for a game. You discover one part, you have to go to another place, then you have to go back. But it does get a little repetitive, not as Mafia 3 with constantly taking out lieutenants repetitive, but, it's just a simple, go back and forth and then go to a new planet and get this and then go back. And of course, I do like the ways that they allow shortcuts to happen, because when you allow the shortcuts and the fast travel, it makes it traveling against these huge planets like Jedha and Kobo easier. The characters, Ravis was really interesting. Dagan was pretty interesting, even though he was kind of the antagonist for a short while. Seer, her sacrificing herself and wanting to do this. But my problem is with Bode. See, the reason why he's fully good and ready to betray the Empire up until Cal wants to give Tanalorr to the Resistance and the Underground, or the Railroad, basically, to help them, and he wants it to secure a place for their family, and even Cal wants to leave. He's mad because Cal wants to give it to those people, and, there's no place for them to go. And the Empire and all that shit, so, that's why he ends up betraying them. Now, let's talk about, the sound. The sound is really good. The fighting of this game is really interesting. You've seen from the other clips of how the fighting is with the lightsaber combat and the force powers. way better. A vast improvement over the first game. It really does remind me of Jedi Academy from back in the early 2000s, being able to use different force powers and stuff. Very, very, very fascinating. I love it. It is awesome. So cool. Character customization is really interesting, giving Cal different hairstyles. Not as many outfits that you have to discover, but the hairstyle and the beard and the facial hair choices were awesome. Allowing different people to come to the saloon to help grow your huge garden, and unlocking different customizables and blasters, the different force powers you can use, and the different lightsaber stances. So you can go Kylo Ren, you can go two lightsabers, a dual blade, single blade, and single blade with a blaster. I ended up using single blade and single blade with blaster the most during my first playthrough, but it's overall pretty good. Now for replayability, there is some replayability, but it's only after you don't play it for maybe a few weeks. But still, it's really cool to go back and experiment with different types. It's not just a one and done game, but also there's so much exploration you can do and so much for collectible. Overall, the story took me around, I believe, 16 hours to complete. It took me around 16 hours, which is on par with the average taking around 15, 20 to 25 hours to complete. I completed it in under 20 because mainly I just focused on the main story and didn't do any side quests. There are a lot of side quests that you can do for different people on the different planets. Also, Boba Fett makes an appearance in this game. So, in all, I would say that the game, it's a good 8.5 out of 10. It's a good 8.5 out of 10. Do I think it's a Game of the Year contender? Possibly it could be a Game of the Year contender. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy can be up there. It just depends on Starfield. I mean, I really do think when Starfield comes out, it's just instantly going to be Game of the Year, mostly like all the other Fallouts and Skyrim was back in those days with Bethesda RPGs. They always end up winning Game of the Year anyway. But overall, I'd say Jedi Survivor is a great sequel to a already great game. If you're really interested in it and you really want to experience the story, go for it, but also keep in mind that the story itself is a little lackluster, and honestly, it's kind of like with Disney twist villains, they don't really work with Bode, and, I felt like they could have done something better. And Bode's character was really likable. He's a new face in the Star Wars, starring in the Bad Batch and stuff like that. But overall, like I said, 8.5 out of 10. Remember to like and subscribe. Check out my other gaming content. I do a lot of gaming content on here. I also do some podcasting, some random stuff. And also, I want to apologize for being offshoot with my videos lately. I've been, busy with school and getting in college. I'm actually a junior in college now. But now that it's summer, I'm going to try to do more videos, more game reviews, more commentary on movies. I'm thinking about doing a film review for the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie next. But that may be it, or I may do Reinfeld, which was really good. And then I probably might do a late review on Hogwarts Legacy. So let me know below what you want to see. Remember, like and subscribe. Love you guys. Peace out. And stay tuned. And also, be careful. Out there, it's a crazy world. But also, here is the final boss for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, like I promised. Okay? Enjoy.
We're heading to the Abyss now. Fire up the arrays.
I'll be monitoring your progress from here. May the Force be with you all.
And you, Z.
Well, what do you think is taking Z so long?
Dagan Gera was the only person to live through what we're about to do.
At least we will die together.
Hey, great pep talk, kids. Hopefully they can fit that on my tombstone.
Look.
Wow. Here we go. I know. You want to fly this thing?
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I'll bet that's what all the other poor saps said right before they were torn into Vortex Chow. Great. Now it's an obstacle course. Coming too fast?
But you are faster. Stop piloting and start flying.
I'm rerouting power from deflectors to the engines.
What, are you crazy? You're trading safety for speed.
Exactly. We're all in on you, buddy.
You're right. It's my ship, ain't it? Greasy does it, baby! Hey, wait a minute. Is it me, or is this tunnel getting a tad cozy?
It's not just you. Z, what's going on?
The arrays are overloading. There's nothing I can do.
We need to go faster.
I'm going as fast as I can. Wait a minute. Are you crazy? If you jump into hyperspace blind, they'll be picking up pieces of the Mantis all over the outer rim.
Do you trust me?
You know I do, Cal. Let her ride.
Now.
You did it, you three-armed son of a gundark!
Well, at least none of us lost our cool. Huh. Wow. I hope it's worth it. So, this is it. Tanalorr. You and Mara be careful out there, okay? Yeah, you too, BD.
We'll all be okay, Grease.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Cal. I don't plan on living out my days on this rock, especially not with that traitor.
We'll be back soon.
Later.
So this is Tanalor.
Not what you were expecting?
I don't know what I was expecting. So much has changed since I first heard its name.
The temple's this way. Dagon and Centauri Kree planned their future here.
And look where it got them. Bode will not let this end peacefully. He has already used fatherhood to justify betrayal and murder. Now we have him cornered, with nowhere else to run. He will kill or be killed. Well, say something!
You're right. But what about Kata? She's not much younger than we were when our families were taken from us.
I know.
You and I will carry that loss for the rest of our lives. Kata still has a chance.
Yes, she does. Very well. We will give Bode the choice to stand down. For Kata's sake.
And ours. I keep thinking about something Seer once said. A warning. Every Jedi faces the dark side. I feel so much hatred towards Bode.
Seer won her battle with the dark side. You will too.
He's still here.
Good. Do you hear that?
Kata.
Star hiding in the night. All your friends are oh so bright. When the sky is clear, I can sense you're near, looking down on me. CD1.
Hey, Kata. This is Marin. She's a friend.
I'm sorry Papa hurt you.
Yeah.
He said I'd never see you again. What are you doing here?
Kata, your father stole something very important. We're gonna ask him to give it back.
Will you show us the way?
Okay. Follow me. I don't like it here. It's dark and lonely.
You don't have to be afraid. Better?
You're very pretty.
Kata! How did you get here?
It wasn't easy.
You shouldn't have followed us.
Papa, don't!
Stay back, Kata. This is the only way to keep you safe.
She will be safe. I promise, Bode. But listen to me. It's over.
Lay down your weapons.
This planet will be a haven for those hunted by the Empire, including Kata and you. But you have to surrender now.
Go outside, Kata.
Listen to them, please.
I will decide what's best for my family. You should have stayed out of this.
Distract them! I will strike from the shadows.
How you
Stim BD!
got a trick for you. Come on. What you got, Kestis? Really?
Help me, BD! help.
You know you can't beat me, Cal.
Put this on your daughter.
Vode, we know what it's like to grow up alone.
Please, listen to them, Papa!
All right. And when the Empire comes, will you be able to protect my little girl? I'm sorry, Kada. I tried.
No, Papa!
Stay back!
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks.
Good. We should speak. I was not much older than you when I lost my family. For many years I carried this pain. I did not want to feel better.
Why?
I thought if I let go of the pain, I would be letting go of the people I loved. But I was wrong. And one day, I met someone who also lost his family. Together we found another way to survive. This pain is yours. It is part of you.
When my mother died, it changed Papa. And me too, I guess.
Yes. But it does not have to define you. and you must not let it consume you.
Saved my life on Bracca. You let me walk my own path when I needed to. You taught me what it truly means to be a Jedi. Now you're gone. We will continue your legacy, Seer. We will build something that can outlast the Empire. I promise you that. I promise. But I'm scared. I almost lost myself. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready for what comes next.
through the darkness.
Well, not exactly what we expected. But this place is our home now.
Yeah, Grease. Yeah, I guess it is. Still got a lot of work ahead of us.
It will take time to contact the hidden path.
And find the anchorites.
And build a saloon. I mean, the place is creepy, but it does have franchise potential.
This belongs with you.
It belongs with all of us. What do you think, kid? Should we give it a shot?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Oh, that's the spirit. Oh, that's great. Come on, I'll bet you're hungry. I'll make you something to eat. Did you ever have a scaz steak?